So, Sudhanshu, what happens in red teaming? I mean, I'm sure there is a process or a checklist one needs to follow, right?
Yes, you're right there, Anju. Right, so there is a process to the madness, right? So otherwise, madness will all there be, right? So let me outline certain steps. Say I'm a red teamer, right, and I'm trying to figure out the attack surfaces of an organization. So what do I do? First, I sit down and identify what is my scope of work, right? Which are the critical assets which I need the organizations to protect, right, from malicious hackers outside. So once the exercise and the domain is ready, I will start conducting reconnaissance. It can be to gather or information about the organization systems, the networks, the users, how they are interacting with the various systems. If there is anything on cloud, identify the vulnerabilities, identify potential targets. Once I figure out there are chinks in the system in terms of a process or a technology, I will want to weaponize it. So I'll create certain attack tools, certain techniques that will be used to exploit these vulnerabilities for the organization. Now my weapons are ready. I need to deliver this to the organization in some way or other. I need a delivery mechanism, right? So when the attack is being delivered, right? So it can be a very simple mechanism. I can, maybe just do a mind map and try to breach into the system by doing a tailgating, for example. Log into a system, right? Now, delivery of attack can happen either through a software mechanism, it can happen through a firmware mechanism, but attack needs to be delivered. That much I know, right?
Yeah, let me ask here
Now,
something.
hmm,
Uh, like you're just telling me, how is the attack delivered? Is it the social engineering or something else?
social engineering is one such methodology, right? Just think about very innocuous things. You go to a conference, you have been gifted a USB drive which is very 256 GB, etc. You feel very happy, or you find a USB drive on the road, you come and plug it in. That compromised USB drive can also wreak havoc not only onto your system but also on the organization to which you belong to. Very innocuous systems. And if there is a cafe close to your organization, I can maybe tamper the USB charging drive there, and anybody from the organization who has gone and plugged in the cable to the phone there, through the phone I can launch a attack. So my delivery of the attack can happen in many different ways, and once I launch or deliver this attack into the organization, then starts the vulnerabilities exploitation. I start exploiting the vulnerabilities. Now, what do I do? Once you know I figure out that there are 10 different vulnerabilities, I go very systematically. I figure out which are the sensitive data points, which are the systems, and it doesn't end there, right?
Oh God, it
So
doesn't end there also.
no, no, it doesn't end there. I try to be in the system and try to figure out if there are any further systems which I can exploit, certain places where I can escalate my privileges and get to totally dismantle certain systems or take control of some systems using my command and control. Install a backdoor maybe or other malicious software, and while doing it, I will keep on erasing the breadcrumbs from the logs so that nobody traces me, right? So it becomes very nasty,
That is as
right?
real as it gets.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
it does, it does.
when does it end?
Uh, that depends on the red team. Red team is an ethical team, but the real world hacker is not, right? So red team, after they are thoroughly satisfied that okay, I have identified, or rather we have identified the various vulnerabilities which are there, the attack surfaces which are there, which can be manipulated by real world attackers, we go and then project a report to the management, a very specific, it is also not a very openly discussed report. This report will not only have the various vulnerabilities of the system, it will also provide specific recommendations as per timeline to improve the organization's security defenses.
That's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.